What's going on, world? It's your man T-Ray the Violinist, and we are back for episode 6 of Strings and Dreams, where we talk all things business and all things music. So if you were with us last week, you know we were talking about support, and this week it's all about the artists. Alright, so for all my artists out there, I want you to make sure you tune in, and if this is your first time watching Strings and Dreams, welcome to the club. Alright, so this week we're going to be talking about being an artist and being taken seriously. And even though we didn't plan on having a guest, we got a very, very special guest. If you do not know this man, I'm pretty sure you've heard him on some of the records. Producer, DJ extraordinaire, the greatest DJ in the world. My man Raj Smoove is in the building with us this week, and he's going to be giving us some insight on some of the things that we need to do as artists, because I'm still coming up as an artist as well. Yes, sir. To be taken seriously and make a career out of our talents. So, Raj, just give the people a little bit about yourself, you know.
First of all, what's up? Appreciate you having me on the show.
No doubt, appreciate you.
Been doing this for a long time. Worked with a whole lot of artists, worked with people at No Limit, worked with Cash Money, worked with Lil Wayne, Fresh, whole lot of other artists, independent. I just been doing this for a long time, you know, rocking clubs, run a studio, do engineering. I've been in radio, done management. Like, I've pretty much been all around the sphere of the industry. So
yeah, that's what's up. And I know we met in 2008, I believe. I think it was 2008.
2007, 2008.
Yeah, somewhere around there. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
And I think as I was getting to know you early on, I found out that you were a Dillard alum, and you came. Correct me if I'm wrong. You came right out of college. Straight into DJing.
Well, I've been DJing since the 8th grade. Okay. So it wasn't like, you know, I graduated from college and I was like, yo, I want to be a DJ. Mm-hmm. I had been DJing since junior high school. So all through high school, all through college, I was doing, you know, parties, events. You know, I used to do basketball games and did it all the time. So when I graduated, I already had a career as a DJ. Mm-hmm. You know, when I used to be in class in the morning at 8 o'clock, I'd be like, you know, kind of half linked to the side,
right?
Because I was in the club. You know, we used to be in House of Blues till, you know, 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
So, you know, school was something I kind of did in addition to DJing, as opposed to me being in school and then, you know, DJing on the side.
Yeah,
I guess.
Gotcha.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So what are some of the things, because like you said, you've worked with a multitude of different people, mm-hmm. and have seen every facet of the industry, the good, bad, and mm-hmm. the ugly. What are some of the things that you have done and would tell people to have sustainability mm-hmm. in this career? Because if you want to really be an artist and really be a musician and be serious, taken mm-hmm. seriously, you know, you have to have, you know, that sustainability. So what are some of those things?
I mean, you know, definitely you have to have integrity about your craft and about yourself as an artist and a person, mm-hmm. because, you know, they say it's not really what you know, is who you know, which it's a lot true. But you know, you can know the right people, but if you don't step up to the plate and do what it is that you have to do, those relationships run thin quick. Mm-hmm. You know, so, you know, you have to value your time and your artistry, and you have to also value other people's time and artistry and what they're contributing to your career. Mm-hmm. You know, because you do have a lot of people out there that, you know, will believe in you. They'll work with you. They'll contribute to your career as an artist, but you have to remember, like, they don't owe you nothing. You know, they don't have to do that.
Right.
So, you know, appreciate the people that help you. Mm-hmm. You know, respect yourself as in your craft. It has to be like the priority in your life. Mm-hmm. You know, everything that you do, all the decisions that you make, kind of have to revolve around where it is that you see yourself on your 5-year goal and on your 10-year goal, and, you know, ultimately where it is that you want to be. You know, you have people that say, oh, I want to be an artist, I want to be a producer, I want to, you know, whatever it is you want to be in life. I mean, this is even beyond music,
right?
But then they make decisions that are kind of productive to what it is that they say they want to do. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that's part of it. Also, consistently invest in your craft and in yourself. You know, there's always something else to learn. Mm-hmm. You know, and most of the time, it's just an investment of time, spending practicing, or on YouTube or wherever else, or shadowing somebody and interning and trying to learn more about what it is that you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can, speaking from experience, I do something very unique. In a lot of people's eyes, very unique with the violin. For me, it was kind of second nature coming up in high school. But one of the things, I remember somebody was interviewing me, and, they asked me, do people take what I do seriously? And I said, I believe they do, because I don't think I would be getting calls for gigs and calls for collaborations if they didn't, And for me, like you said, respecting yourself and respecting, your craft and what your gift may be. And you have to hone those skills, because, like this morning, like I'm in a routine right now. I work out, come home, come back to the house, and I practice for an hour to an hour and a half. Yeah. Just scales and exercises. Like y'all can't see it, but the book says over there, finger exercise for violin. And like you say, just continuously investing your time into your craft.
And it sounds boring and mundane. I'm practicing my scales, but it's like I have people that tell me all the time, like, man, I want to get with you so I can, get better with my scratching and learn some new scratches. And when I tell people to practice, it's like the simplest movement. Mm-hmm. And they kind of, well, now, because I want to learn. Like, dude, just get your stabs together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just get that movement together, and it's kind of like on some Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. Like, you don't realize it at first, but once you really get that down, or once you do get more advanced, you realize, like, that's at the basis of everything. So if you can whip through your scales, then everything else is just that much easier.
Right. And for me, like I think about when I first started playing, the violin and picking it back up in high school, and then to now, and it's like, okay, sometimes I have to remind myself, like, look, this is a continuous process. I posted something on Facebook about this a couple of days ago. It's a continuous process, getting better each day. Me being full time for 3 years, I guess I kind of had this expectation of where I saw myself, in 3 years, and I've accomplished some things, but at the same time, I used to get frustrated because I'm like, man, I'm not there yet. But then it's like, okay, if I get there in another 2 years, am I really prepared am I really ready for the long haul? Am I fully equipped, knowledgeable, prepared to continue doing this for another 20 years, 20, 30 years, God willing.
Lord willing.
Yeah. So with some of the artists you've worked with and some of the artists you've come across, what are some of the things that you feel like we as younger artists, because I'm much younger than you, I ain't gonna put your age out there, but what are some of the things that you feel us as younger artists coming up should and shouldn't be doing, as
what you should and shouldn't be doing?
Yeah.
You shouldn't be worrying about what other artists are doing. Like, is your biggest competition is yourself. So the time that you spend, scrolling, looking at what it looks like other people are doing, or moves that they're making, it's time you could be spending perfecting your craft and practicing, or coming up with some new ideas, or writing some new songs, or whatever the case may be. It just comes back again to the investment of time into yourself. Like, you really have to, block out everything that isn't getting you closer to your ultimate goal, and just focus on it. Just grind it out. Whether if you making beats and you're a producer, then don't worry about, well, this person over here, so this beat to this person, and somebody's working over here. Like, make your beats the hottest beats that you can possibly make it. Like, people are attracted to success. And if you making something that's hot, that people are gonna come and find you.
Yeah.
When I was coming up through the ranks on the DJing scene, there were a lot of other people out here that were DJing and doing different things. So, I spent countless nights in the bedroom with the headphones on, with just getting it together, practicing my mixes. Listening to what other people were doing, kind of as things that I liked, like I appreciated, like, that was dope how they mix these two songs together and trying to figure out how I can incorporate that into what it is that I do and put my fingerprint on it. And, it was just a lot of nights alone just practicing, getting that together. And then when it came time for me to show and prove, I killed it. And then that leads to people calling you back for gigs.
Right.
So just really invest time in yourself and don't worry about what the next person is doing, because that will take you off your game. That'll cause you to have self-doubt that you don't need to have. We all artists, like, we already sensitive about what it is that we do. And, we're kind of, a little bit insecure sometimes when we display our creativity to our audience. Like, I still go through that, when I'm DJing at a party and, I'm trying some things out that I don't necessarily know how it's going to land with the crowd, but I know this is kind of dope how it's coming together.
Right.
It might go over their head, they might not get it, but I still got to try it. I get nervous. What I'm saying? I might drop it, the record, or I'll blend something together, and I kind of like, look around real quick, like, all right, they bobbing their head, like, all right, somebody over there, they kind of like singing a little bit, all right, I'm on the right track. So, I don't even know where I came from to get to that point. As long as my train of thought. So don't be scared to jump out there and show people what it is that you working on. Like, I know, and I've been around producers who are like, man, I don't want nobody to hear my beats because somebody might steal it. Or artists are like, man, I don't want to play my stuff for nobody because, they might try to jack me or whatever. Like, if you that talented and you really as dope and creative as you say you are, people can't jack that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something intrinsic. Like, nobody can play a violin like you. Nobody can, rock a party like I can. So, even though somebody might try to emulate it, even though somebody might try to emulate it, they can't do what it is that you do the way that you do it. And that's what you kind of have to really capitalize on. And, that's your diamond. Shine that up, put it on display. People will pay you money for it. It's scary, but the money will come.
Right, yeah. Definitely. Let's see. We're gonna wrap up. I had a couple things written down. I wanted to ask you, how important do you feel like branding, and your image is? As you progress along as an artist.
That's kind of hand in hand with your artistry. That people have to be able to recognize what it is that you do. And again, with the brand, that kind of comes back to integrity. When people hire you or they buy your record or, they try to get you to do whatever, they are buying a product, and your name has to mean something. Now, your name can mean, oh, that's going to be hot. I know I'm going to get what I pay for. Or your name can mean, I don't want to deal with them because they're always on some BS or it's always a problem. Like, so, it's really important.
Yeah.
Like, I know, a lot of DJs, coming up, I got gigs that they didn't get because the equipment was always breaking down or they would be late to gigs or whatever, and I was on time. My speakers.
Right, what's going on, y'all? We're back. We had to take a quick commercial break, but we hear my man Raj Smoove. So, Raj, you were talking about getting in the calls and making sure your professionalism is up to par and things like that. So
that you have to make sure that you value your value and that people pay for your value. So they can go with a cheaper option, but you get what you pay for.
Right.
So buyer beware. Make sure that you are the most bang for your customer's buck.
Definitely. So, thank you for joining us this week on Strings and Dreams, episode 6. It's crazy. We've done 6 episodes, so we coming up on 10. Raj, you give them your social media information and
at
website.
Raj Smoove, RajSmoove, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, website rajsmoove.com. I ain't too hard to find. Just look for a poppin' party. I'll be there.
Cool. And that's another thing, making sure you have the same consistency across social media platforms.
Oh yeah. People got to be able to find you.
Yeah.
You don't want to have 20 million different Twitter logins and usernames and all that. It starts to get cumbersome. So
right.
Yeah, make it easy for your fan base and your audience to find you.
Definitely. So, thank y'all for tuning in. This has been another episode of Strings and Dreams. I'm your man T-Ray the Violinist. You can follow me on Instagram at T_Ray the Violinist, on Facebook at T-Ray the Violinist, and on Twitter at T-Ray Violinist. And also make sure you check out my website, www.traytheviolinist.com. And also, if you're watching this video, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube page. Check out the previous episodes and all the other videos I have up as well. So, thank you once again, Raj Smoove. It's been real. And remember, it's never too late to make your dreams a reality. All right? Peace.